YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back again with Ace Blazer. How's it going, Ace?
Hey, Heir, what's going on?
Not
What have you got
much.
here?
Well, we're out in the deserts of Demeti again. Apparently this is a good place to go be a Total War scientist. And I think that our first video for me, Ace, just raised a lot more questions than it answered.
No, no, no.
Interesting as it
A
was.
lot more tests in the future.
Yes. So here, though, in this video, we're going to focus on bracing. Maybe just care to give your quick description of what bracing is. It is new to Rome 2.
Yeah, bracing is a new mechanic in Total War. Basically, well, it was sort of in the old games, but when your unit is standing still and they're getting ready to, say, brace against a charge, they actually get a significant bonus against charging units.
Yes, and bracing is based on, from what I've heard, one of the big factors is the depth of your formation.
Yeah, the deeper your formation, the better your bracing will be.
Does armor add to bracing, or is it just a defensive mechanic?
I believe it just adds to whatever stat you have, sort of a bonus.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Well, what we're going to do is Ace has
and
brought a spam
I
of...
just thought, sorry, a
sorry,
quick
go ahead.
note though. Sorry, a quick note. I think also the unit abilities like Shield Wall and Square, those add to your bracing. Just a quick note.
That is correct. So, like, for instance, I'm
As
mousing over a
Zerp's video
Pike
showed.
phalanx button right now, and it says bonus versus cavalry and bracing. The steady ability does not affect it. That's interesting. Though I'm guessing that something like Square would. It does. Let's check Hoplite
Steady
phalanx
doesn't
real
affect
quick.
bracing.
It's
Huh.
just armor. And another... Hoplite phalanx does affect bracing. But steady only affects armor and melee defense. So,
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if they changed that from the beginning,
Could
or
be.
I don't know. You'd
Well,
think that a steady kind of goes with bracing, but whatever.
one would think, but
It
apparently...
indirectly affects bracing.
Yes. So our first test here with these Thurio Spears, you can see their stats here on my screen. They're kind of a medium spear unit, kind of almost like a light hoplite unit. In fact, it even says medium spear infantry when I mouse over on the tooltip. This situation is going to represent Ace Blazer charging with his, and we've used all the same cav through this, which I'm guessing is Royal Cataphracts, it is. So
Yes.
all of the charges will be done with the same unit at the same strength. Ace is going to try and match the width of my formation. It is pretty common knowledge that you want your cav to be at least as wide as the infantry formation, I think, to maximize the charge.
Yeah.
What we do want to see here, though, is in the first situation, I'm going to click a counter-charge order versus Ace's charging cavalry. So we're going to find out what that looks like, and then start comparing it against a unit who's standing still in a bracing formation. So if you want to go ahead and charge whenever you're ready, and I will counter-charge.
Let me get formed up here. I kind of screwed up my formation just a bit. Alright. And here we go.
And just for kicks,
And
I'm
I'm not
going to
using
go
any
into
unit
unit
abilities or
cam.
anything.
No, we won't use any unit abilities here. Let's just...
Go straight.
Yep. Oh, this is
Here
going
it
to
is,
be
that big
ugly.
glorious charge.
Oh, gosh. That was just downright gruesome.
Oh!
So that was, what, 50 men instantly killed, basically?
I'd say so. Wow.
So,
I didn't expect all those guys to get bowled over.
yeah, let's let the fight continue for the moment, just to kind of see what the total outcome is. But wow, those guys got bowled. I mean, that was... This is not like Yari Samurai intercepting, a cav unit in Shogun 2.
No, this is totally... The math system is definitely felt here. I've only lost 2 horses so far.
Yes. I imagine that the fight will start to turn around a little now, but I'm not sure it'll be enough.
I think the morale might hurt their fighting ability, if that's how it works.
Just out of curiosity, do your Cataphracts have an armor-piercing melee value?
I can quickly check. All units should have armor piercing ability. Right now I've got... It only says base value 75... Or sorry, 35. So it doesn't look like it has... Oh no, it's got 16-16, so half armor piercing, half regular damage.
Okay, and my guys only
That's
have
interesting.
8 armor piercing damage.
That
All
can make
right,
a difference.
so that is going to be a clear victory for the Cataphracts. So in a previous Total War, like say for instance if we're talking about Shogun 2, Yari Samurai or Yari Ashigaru in this situation would have easily beat even the heaviest cavalry in a head-on charge. So I think this is something
Yeah,
that people need to be aware of. This is not Shogun 2. Any thoughts on that one,
it's
Ace?
definitely a... For sure, it's definitely less clear rock, paper, scissors like it used to be.
Oh, look,
Quality matters a bit more.
you had one horseman back there who was finishing off one of my guys. It's kind of funny.
Ooh.
It was an epic 1v1. Alright, so I'm going to bring up my second unit. These guys don't have a phalanx formation. We'll test that later with the shield bearers, but I'm going to bring them up in the same depth, and I'm just going to have them stand there and take the charge. So I think that our counter charge baseline, I think we can say, was between 40 and 50 men killed on the charge. So we'll see if
Yeah.
there's any noticeable difference here.
And I didn't lose any horses in the charge either. There we go. You ready?
Actually, actually it won't make a difference. Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Alright, here we go.
So I'm going to go to unit cam again, give this the maximum entertainment value as well. Or actually, I could come off a unit cam and just kill the UI. That ought to be pretty interesting. There we go.
Are they gonna brace? There we go.
Yep, they've braced their shields and weapons. Still an interesting charge. The casualties, though, look at that story. Completely different story. Now, definitely taking some casualties, but I don't know if you saw the same that I did, but the immediate charge was probably closer to 20 to 30.
I'd say so, yeah. It's down to 120, whereas before I think it would have been down to 100 by now. So, Cataphracts definitely have a very good attack bonus, it seems.
Indeed.
Or for some reason, I didn't know they had this good of a attack, actually,
It's quite good.
from the front.
Yeah. I think another interesting mechanic that's being displayed here is that bonus versus cavalry is a lot different. You can't just bring a spear unit and expect that it's gonna like completely dominate a cav unit. It depends on the cav unit. Because I think right here you're seeing a heavy cav unit that even though it's charging a spear unit is gonna do fairly well in melee, even in an extended fight.
I will have to note here, though, that you notice that the Therios spears are using formation attack, whereas other kind of spear units, they kind of just go all over the place seeking out cavalry units, which could affect the kill rate.
I would imagine it probably does, so that will be something for future testing too. In case you all are curious, Zaript has already done a little bit of testing with unit formation, or what's it called? Formation attack, I think is the name of it. It's an ability that the units
I
have.
think so.
I'm mousing over it right here to show it to people. Formation attack you would think would be a good thing, unless it's changed in recent patches. Zaript actually did some tests that kind of showed it to be a little bit of a detriment against units that don't have it. Which was interesting, and it had to do with the exact thing that Ace Blazer just mentioned, which was when your guys try and keep formation, less of them are actually administering an attack to enemy units.
But definitely a very different result from the last time.
Yes, I would say in this situation, you took so many fewer losses, the fight takes so much longer, you've actually got time to bring other units in to support this kind of fight. Plus, the Cataphracts aren't going to get away with near as many men.
No, I can't. You're holding up a very expensive unit with about, what is it, like half the price?
Yeah, these were only
Very cost-effective
510
there.
talents, I guess is what they do in this game.
This one was about 1,080. Oh, looks like your guys are wavering. Oh, nope.
Stabilized again. So in a braced formation, even fairly light spears are going to have pretty good holding power, even against super heavy cavalry. So,
What is the next test? Walking?
no, I'm going to do a very widespread formation. So that was your standard formation. Check out the individual guys getting mopped up here too. Oh, my guys got away. Darn. I guess you guys were feeling merciful. So I'm going to spread this formation just as wide as I can spread it, and I would suggest you probably spread your cav as wide as you can spread it as well.
As wide as you can spread it. Alright, this will be interesting.
So my prediction for this, obviously, is that the bracing value is going to go down. And my other prediction is this is just allowing more of Ace's Cataphracts to apply their charge bonus. So I don't see this going well for the spears. And keep in mind, folks, this is when they're standing still. I bet if you countercharge, it would be even worse.
Alright, let them stop and go. This is going to be really ugly.
I would agree. If it's not, I'm going to be extremely surprised.
I'm not even using trample. I'm betting devastating losses.
Okay, there comes the
you're
brace.
bracing. Let's see.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's interesting.
Just plowed through the whole formation.
Oof.
That was the worst one
gosh,
yet.
Down to 40.
Wow. That...
What?
Whoa.
Instant.
Good grief. Well, I'm going to let that result speak for itself. So, let's do one where I'm countercharging. I can't imagine it's going to be a whole lot different, but I'm just curious. So I'm going to go super wide formation countercharging and see if you could possibly die any faster than that.
I've actually had that happen to me in battle before. So, learned my lesson there, and hopefully this helps people learn their lesson.
So this is an interesting lesson because you saw people in Shogun 2 always running around in hugely wide formations to try and cover map, and I'm just not sure that that is a good idea. Good grief, just leveled. My guys even threw Pilla and didn't get a single kill.
Oh, pretty good here.
Golly.
Oh, wow.
As Morbo from Futurama would say, there were no survivors. So that did not go well. Alright. Wow, man, that was telling. So now I'm curious if the same type of bracing mechanic exists for swords. So we brought some swords. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mention a few things. These swords have a higher armor value than those guys, and they also probably have a higher melee defense. Actually, they don't. Yeah, they do. These swords have a higher melee defense and a slightly higher armor value. So I want to do a countercharge in standard formation with these swords and see if they fare much better. Now, the biggest difference here is that these guys have better weapon attack and better melee attack.
Do keep in mind that those are elite swords, though. You'll need to compare it with the shield bearers, which you've got further down the line, I think.
I think the shield bearers have a radius of influence as well, though. They do.
Okay, are we ready to...
Yep, we're ready. So, counter-charging.
Ready to... Yep, charging here.
And we can expect my men to throw javelins, too. Which will definitely take a chunk of health out of the Cataphracts, but it's not going to help the fact that they're not braced.
Alright.
Oh, they didn't even get the javelins off. They just got hammered.
Ooh.
So what was the kill?
20 men lost?
Okay, 20 men on the charge.
About 20, yeah.
I think so, as one might expect, with a more elite unit, not as many losses in the same situation, so I don't think that's really a surprise.
No. But the other test definitely shows just bringing cheap units to counter elite cavalry can be very risky.
Agreed. And that didn't even account for the fact that you could have easily pulled straight back from that engagement, came in with another charge bonus, and I'm pretty sure you could easily annihilate infantry units as long as you're able to pull straight back. You wouldn't probably take as many losses from disengaging.
It'd be very telling when you're fighting a nomadic faction, especially against the Messikete, whatever.
Yeah, so I've been having fun spearboxing the nomadic factions, but fortunately for me, my opponents have not been smart enough to cyclocharge, which really works to my favor. There you go, people. I'm telling you how to beat Heir's noob boxes online.
Cyclocharge. To be fair, though, cyclocharging is a little harder than previous games.
True. You're going to take some casualties. Pulling out of the fight. Wow, look how slow those Cataphracts die.
Yeah. And it is a sword unit.
Well, maybe while those guys are fighting, let's pull up the next test. And
Yeah,
this
that
one will
sounds
just
good.
this will be the same depth of formation, but braced for the charge. So we saw 20 kills last time, and we'll see if we see roughly 20 kills this time too. Because that fight is going to take a while.
So what's all this about really fast battles, guys? This one's already lasted longer than a minute.
I know, I've heard a lot of the same complaints about Rome 2, and I don't really... I mean, yes, there can be quick routing, but I only see it whenever you maybe have a cav unit that gets hit by flaming, whistling arrows and attacked in the back by a camel and an elephant. Otherwise, I'm seeing pretty good cav fights, at least. So
Cavalry definitely lasts longer in this game. Alright, here comes the next charge.
okay, so my guys did just brace.
Hmm.
And it was better, marginally.
Yeah, about, did I say 15 as opposed to 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
Did you
like...
see that one horse just blast right through the line?
Yeah, he's back here behind now. It looks to me, and look how that horse is behind the formation. The one guy of mine coming out to face him. Now, yeah, now a couple of them. Oh, he just got kicked by the horse. Did you?
Oh!
Did it give you the same animation?
Yeah!
He just got horse kicked.
I never knew that was in the game.
Yeah, where's the gore pack when we need it here? That would have been great.
Thursday, come on.
I can see the
Is
gore
this me, or
pack.
are
The
you
guy
saying-
getting kicked, and he like kicks the puke out of the guy.
Oh.
So.
Kick his head off.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that
noticed.
Cataphract charge against the thin spread unit would look like with the gore pack. We might have to revisit that.
Oh my.
I could just see like a wave of guts and intestines like flying back. Just be horrible. It's like,
Sprays of blood everywhere.
it's like, attention units in the second row, you will be getting wet.
SeaWorld! Bloodier! Perhaps we should be getting the next test going. What did you have in mind for the next unit?
Very thin spread, so it'll take my units a second to run over. Actually, let's go to the left of these guys.
Alright. Make it a little consistent.
Hurry up, you lazy swords.
So far...
Or sorry, my left.
Oh,
I should have specified which left.
I just realized.
Good grief, look how long that fight's taking. So the Cataphracts are going to
Yeah.
win it, but the spears actually got more kills.
Yeah, there you go.
So there must be a bonus
Interesting to
versus
see.
cav mechanic.
I would agree.
Well, you know what? The swords have less armor piercing, too, but, I mean, they have way higher attack. Alright, you might want to make sure that your charge doesn't get ruined by that other unit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, my guys are ready to be destroyed.
Are you gonna be bracing or countercharging?
Well, I think we already know that the loose formation makes a big difference. Let's countercharge just for
Sure.
fun's sake.
Just for giggles.
Yeah, ultimate annihilation.
Alright, here they come.
This is going to be entertaining. It really will.
What are you predicting here? Who's gonna win this?
It's going to be mass destruction. Probably not on the same scale as the spears, though. Oh!
Oh, they didn't even get a chance to shoot their javelins.
Wow, I stand corrected. So the number of deaths wasn't as severe, but the getting tossed was even more severe. So
They lost about 60 men on the charge.
yeah, wow. So it didn't kill them all, but these guys got tossed. Like, I mean, that was something else.
I wonder if spreading them out makes them better fighters or not.
Well, so more of my guys are engaging your cav. That's an interesting question. But they take so much
Yeah.
damage on the charge. Maybe if you were counter-charging like a stationary cav at that point, a wide formation would be good.
I have noticed that they are trying to move around, trying to get back together though.
True, and
Where's
that
my
may be
friend?
causing them to die. Huh.
Yeah, they're trying to focus on getting back together. I lost no men there. Oh my gosh.
And that was an elite unit, too. Not like some run-of-the-mill unit, so very
Yeah.
interesting. All right, well, we
And
can go
this
ahead
fight's still going on.
we can start the next test out here in the center. Yeah, this one fight here is just a horrible, bloody grind out. The Cataphracts appear like they're going to win, though, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing a Pikeman test, are we? Is this going to be a running one?
Yes, so let me explain what we're hoping to do with this one. So, in Pike Phalanx, you can run, unlike Rome 1, where you have to bring the guys out of Pike Phalanx. However, just like Rome 1, when your guys are running, they hold their pikes up in the air. And I'm assuming that that means that, you know, they're not down, ready to kill cavalry. So what we want to show here is, can you do a quick assault on a Pike Phalanx in movement? And if so, how effective is it from the front? What happens after the charge? So what I will do is, I'm not going to countercharge you, I'm just going to run straight forward. And you can see if you can get a charge straight into the front of them. And we'll kind of just watch what happens when they get charged. So you can see their pikes are up in the air. Ace has his cab charging, and let's watch what happens.
I'm expecting great things from this. Great things.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Okay, so now the pikes I'm expecting may come down. Nope, my guys still have their move order. So what if I cancel the move order real quick? So I canceled the move order. Let's click an attack order and see if I can even it out.
Oh.
Nope.
Extra gone.
The guys can't get into formation because they're all broken up. I'll click another attack order, see if it helps.
Nope.
Still really can't get into formation.
There.
I wonder if I just backspace them and see if they can drop their pikes in formation. Still can't because they're all broken up. Apparently breaking a pike formation is interesting. Huh, easy victory there.
Yeah, five horses lost.
Okay,
if you look at the sword fight, that's done now, too.
Yes, so a clear victory for the Cataphracts, 46 men remaining. Let's test one last thing here, which is the Hoplite Phalanx. I'm very curious about that.
Alright.
So I'm going to pull up 2 shield bearers, and we can test them at the same time. I'm going to have one of them in Hoplite Phalanx, one of them standing still, and then actually let's do 3, and then the third one I'll have counter-charging your men.
Alright.
Now I'm expecting this won't be a lot different than the Thurio Spears in theory, except for the fact that these guys have better stats. So
I think the shield bearers are going to have a lot better results here.
Yes.
This is elite unit versus an elite unit.
And we're expecting better bracing from the unit in Phalanx. So the unit on my left is in Phalanx. Sure. The unit in the center is going to be stationary and absorb the charge, and the unit on the right I will counter-charge towards the last second, and we'll see what happens.
Alright, here we go. Should I do all at once or one by one?
Go for it. All at once. All in.
Right, there we go. I shall try to keep track of the numbers.
Okay, so
any last words there?
My men are gonna die. Alright, here comes the charge into the Phalanx. Ooh, notice they didn't get chucked. They lost a few men, but very minimal.
Ooh. If you look on your far right, they lost about 7 men off the charge, and now they're down to about 13 men dead.
You know what was interesting? The guys not in Phalanx fared almost exactly the same as the ones in Phalanx. There was very little difference. Other than
the numbers right now,
my guys didn't move much when they got hit in Phalanx. They moved more, but they didn't really take any losses more whenever they were not in Phalanx.
But you'll notice that when they're in the shield wall, some of the horses stopped up. It's almost like when charging a square in Napoleon, some of the horses refused to charge into the wall.
That was interesting. I'm going to try and get some close-up views here, get some eye candy going. Nice helmet glints in the sun, vultures circling overhead, waiting for their feast of entrails and eyeballs and who knows what else.
So it looks like phalanx and non-phalanx bracing is pretty much the same at the moment.
Indeed.
Well, I wonder if the difference is so small that in this sample size, it might not be evident that it's different, but overall it could be
Yes.
a better bracing mechanic with shield wall.
Yep.
Now, you think that in shield wall you should have better melee defense, right? But I'm seeing very similar numbers.
Yes. So it does increase the melee defense.
So far lost about 30 men on all my units. Oh, I've lost a lot more men with the Hoplite and shield wall.
Indeed. So maybe that melee defense is paying off.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So while this fight is grinding out, I want to pose a few questions of my own to those folks out there, and then I'll leave these questions open. So when I show these videos, if my viewers enjoy them, maybe they can pose some more questions to us, Ace. So my questions I want to throw in here that I'm still wondering about Total War Rome 2, at least in its current state, and this could change if we have a patch. That's the tricky piece. I'm wondering how... So Hoplites obviously fare a lot better towards swords now. I'm curious how Hoplite Phalanx affects fights against swords, and if you're being charged by swords with Hoplites, should you countercharge or should you brace and take it? So those are kind of curiosities that I have.
Yeah.
You had anything on your mind post-patch 5?
Well, to continue your current chain of thought, could be very, sorry, what was I going to say? Useful when you're facing, let's say, an Oathsworn spam, which have a very high charge bonus.
Indeed. So, like, for instance, if you bring, like, a Hoplite army, can you brace for the charge, blunt their charge, and then try and do some outflanking?
Is it better to brace for the charge as opposed to charging in against Oathsworn?
I think we learned in Shogun 2, at least, we saw a little bit of this. Like, for instance, and I couldn't find any rhyme or reason to it, but every now and then my Naginata units would do well when just bracing and taking an attack, rather than countercharging. It wasn't always the case, but it seemed like it. I think in this game, you know, it's a completely different story, though, and I'd be curious to see how that plays out.
So, this is curious. I charged the line... The countercharge scenario, my guys routed first.
Yeah, and they were charged last.
Huh. That just raises another question.
Yes, it does.
Oh my. Huh.
I don't think I can explain that.
Randomness of battles.
I guess maybe it could
This
have
one's a
something to
bit
do
more-
with the fact that they get more out of formation. Maybe more of my guys are attacking you, and since it's an elite unit, since there were so many of them still alive after the charge, that it made a difference. I don't know.
I like that hypothesis.
Okay, we just had a victory in the other
Alright,
two
that's it.
fights. So it seems like the other two very similar, except more men left in the Hoplite Phalanx unit,
Yeah.
which I think could be explained by the extra melee defense.
I'd say so.
Or random. One of the two. Alright, so how about, as we finish the video, let's give the viewers maybe one last good piece of eye candy. I'm going to spread some units out very thin here, and we'll go out with a bang, so to speak.
Alright, sounds
I'll
good.
spread out 3 of them really thin. Maybe you could charge multiple units towards each one. So for my viewers, and anybody else who comes across the video, if you want to see more of this, and you maybe have your own questions that you want to see answered, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Ask Ace and I a question. Ace is actually very knowledgeable about these Total War games. He's quite a good person to question. So you should definitely go that way. Like I said, leave us some feedback. It'd be interesting to see what you're thinking.
Be happy to help.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna hurt bad.
Would you say you're ready to go?
Yeah, hang on just a second. I'm going to actually make this even more fun. I'm going to put another unit right behind this one, also in very loose formation. I want to see if we can like double the carnage or if it actually adds to the bracing.
Alright.
Give me just a
Now
second.
my elephants on the left there.
Oh, elephants, yes. Yes, that would be nice too.
Can't forget those.
Here, I can march some units up to be elephant bait if you want. Careful people, don't feed the elephants. I don't know if CA is ever going to see this video, but I still have a request if they can do it just for me. Can you please add a unit animation? I know it's unrealistic, but if you could just have the elephant wrap a guy up in his trunk and start chewing on him.
Oh, that's what I was expecting.
I mean, I would appreciate that. Or if you could have, like, soldiers stuck to the bottom of the elephant's foot or something like that. I mean, that would be pretty entertaining.
Getting crushed? Imagine in Gore DLC you see someone get crushed. Oh, that'd be gruesome.
Yes.
Alright, here we go, boys.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be horrid. Like, just absolutely horrid. Yeah, this is gonna be destruction on a mass scale. You should use trample too.
Ah!
Yeah, let's tone it up to the max while we're at it. I don't think I can follow your guys in this mode. No, I can't, but I'll kind of go back here and get a wider angle view for everybody. Watch the carnage. Good grief, this is gonna be
Here
terrible.
they come! It's
Oh,
a train,
yeah.
it's a coming!
Men dying everywhere. I gotta watch the elephant charge here too. This is gonna be good. Indian elephants. Oh, good stuff. All right, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the zoo here. Ace, any last words?
No, just thanks for having me on your video, Heir. Always happy to help out.
Yep. Thanks for helping me out. And YouTube, enjoy. See you later.